Hey there, Sebastian's here again. I'm just doing a quick tutorial on extending the dialogue in the kit via code. There was a request I had from somebody to create some code that would allow them to perform extra actions when a quest or a dialogue was performed, other than just handing out rewards as the kit already does. And somebody else was chatting to me about doing a question system for the kit. So they'd be able to walk up to an NPC, talk to the NPC, answer a question. If they get the answer correct, got a reward. But they couldn't keep on answering the questions over and over again. Once the question was answered once, that was it. So even if they got the answer wrong. So I fiddled around a little bit and discovered there is a way to extend the dialogue NPC dialogues. So what our end result is, we talk to this NPC. We can choose to answer the questions or not. If we choose to not answer the questions, that's fine. If we decide to answer the question, we notice a quest is fired. It is actually accepted and then completed. I always ask the first question when I get the answer. I've given the user 1 experience point just so that I can see that it pop up, but it doesn't need any requirements. And then I have 2 answers, the bad or the good. If I select the good quest, I get 100 fame. I got the right answer, well done. I can go to my quests, I can see I was asked the question, I got the answer correct, and that's it. I can never answer the question again. If I create a new player, that other player can never answer any questions from this NPC. Ask a new player. Yep, sure, I'll try. I'll give a bad answer. That was the wrong answer. I got no extra successful. I mean, I could have given myself a failed quest, but I didn't. But again, that's it. Now, if I exit out of the answer box, the same thing happens. It assumes it was a bad answer, so you can't actually go to the question answer box, read what the answers are, look them up, and then come back at a later date. The moment you're in this box that pops up and asks you which answer you want to answer, you have to answer something. You're correct, not correct, whatever. So how this is done is there is a NPC dialogue action. So if you go to, say, your right click, create game data, NPC dialogue, there's NPC dialogue and an NPC dialogue graph. I have extended the NPC dialogue, something called NPC dialogue with actions. You could call it anything you want, but I simply called it that. And you end up with this amount of code. I'll release this code, put it somewhere so that it can be accessed. It's just the initial part creates an asset menu and it overrides NPC dialogue. It adds a single property which tells it just which ID in the menu of which answers in the list of menu is the correct one. It starts at -1. If it's -1, it just flags the quest. So the idea in this is you've assigned a quest to this NPC dialogue. It accepts the quest and completes the quest all in one foul swoop. This this go to next dialogue is fired every single time you go to the next dialogue. So you've selected a dialogue entry in an NPC dialogue. It's got a bit of other code. And I will remove some of these debugging notes that I've had in here. But some of the other codes, so if there are no dialogues to go to further, it just exits out. This is if you've selected a dialogue or the dialogue is closed, it exits out. Otherwise, it will show the next dialogue. This code is culled a little bit from the NPC dialogue, which is a lot more complicated, but what we really wanted to do was accept a quest and complete a quest instantly. Otherwise, you'd have to have the character select the quest, accept it, go back, answer questions, and then, if the questions are correct, complete them. So this is our big tricky thing here. Internally, we've got various dialogues. Our first dialogue was the one that says, I will ask you a question, you'll get 1 chance. And there's a couple of options. Let me try. It's got a condition. If the quest is not started, it will display this option. And what we have is two quests. A quest tracker, which is basically the quest that tracks whether you've been asked the question or not, and the quest reward. You will always flag the quest tracker, can't be repeated, but the player will only get the quest reward if they successfully answer the question. So we go back to the first dialogue. We saw yes, let me try, only displayed if the quest tracker has not been started. No, I don't wish to do the quest just yet. Again, only displayed if the quest track has not been started. Otherwise, if the quest has been completed, this tracking quest, it will just show, sorry, I already answered you, and that just closes out, so that no longer allows them to access further the quests. We've assigned quest tracker there, and the right answer in this one is 0. So, yes, let me try is the number 0, and very first item in the menu list. So if the user selects the first item in the menu list, it accepts and completes this quest. Go to our second dialogue. You answer the question, which is the right answer. Right answer is the first one, 0. The wrong answer is the second one. Right answer opens up a dialogue, just to a new dialogue that says, yep, the answer was right. Wrong answer opens up a dialogue, goes to the wrong answer. Yep, answer was wrong. Doesn't have much. A closed menu. And again, quest menu ID right answer is 0. So if the user selects menu item 0, the first one, it will accept and complete this quest reward. So really the trick is we have a quest assigned to the dialogue and a number down here. And depending on which of these menus matches this number, if the user selects that menu, it then accepts and completes this quest reward. If you were to set this to -1, it would accept and complete the quest reward regardless of what they've selected. I mean, that's just a little bit of code that I added in there. But the idea really is just to show you how you can extend NPC dialogue with your own partial class. I'm overloading this go to next dialogue, so all of the rest of the functions in NPC dialogue are all handled. So it's only really the change of this code. Crafting and the rest of the stuff isn't going to work for these methods because we don't support it in this function. So it's only really for this accept quest, complete quest thing here. To create one of these, create game data, NPC dialogue, and then NPC dialogue with actions. Call it whatever you want. And here we are, quest menu ID. It's really the only way to tell a menu. That's it. I said I will link the code to the YouTube comment. And if anybody has any issues or any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a good one.